All right. Welcome back. So, Black Girl Say Something here because this Black girl has something to say. I'm going to do my skincare while I give y'all a story time. So, a lot has been going on uh, with the job hunt, and I want to share it with the subscribers while I do my skincare. So, we're going to hop right into it. Um, where do I start? Where do I start? Um, I guess this is gonna go a little bit back to last year, and I'm gonna give y'all the story time without making it super duper long. Um, but last year, uh, on my lips, I like to use the Elf lip oil. I know that's something you should use in the day, but I actually like putting it on at night. So this is a story time. So I gotta tell y'all what's been going on with me with the job hunt. So I posted a video asking people, would you go back to a job that offered you, that's begging you to come back? Here it is. I've been saying I'm in an abusive relationship with a job hunt. Would you go back to a job that offered you $20,000 less than you were making before you left? Considerably, they want me to come back. They've been begging for me to come back. I'm using the Elf um, Glow Reviver Melting Lip Balm and Vanilla Toffee. So, story time while I do my skincare about this job. So, they want me to come back, and I'm like, okay, what's up? What y'all want to talk about? So I left there June of 2024 because my contract ended. I've told this story before. They had poor leadership. It was a mess. But imagine a job asking you to come back and they want to pay you $20,000 less than what you was making before you left. Heart alive if you would go back. Heart alive if you wouldn't go back. Because why would a job ask you to come back and they're willing to pay you less than what you was making before you left? Y'all coming to me. So if y'all coming to me, that means I'm valuable. That means I'm worthy, right? But here's the thing about the thing. When you get to a place, and I'm going to get into the story to tell y'all what really took place. So June 2024, I leave. My contract ends. It's a university, so I'll give you in terms of what's the word called. And, oh, why did it zoom out? So we're doing the skincare. So let me do this while I talk. Um, First I'm gonna tone with the watermelon glow recipe, watermelon glow PHA BHA pore tight toner. I have some pimple patches on, so you always want to put your pimple patches on and then do your skincare so they're not sliding around. Anywho, so imagine to my surprise, they've been trying to get me to come back. They're like, hey, the reason you left has left, which was a person, and we're gonna let this dry. The reason you left has left, and we want you to come back. So I leave June of last year. So of course they would want me to come back in August. August rolls around. I'm like, hey, I'm not interested. So they're like, okay, we're gonna let you come back. We want you to come back in January. January rolls around, nothing. So then I'm like, okay, well, really, I'm not gonna say nothing happened. What did happen was they reached out to me. Y'all can hear me? Like the live if y'all can hear me. So they reached out to me, hey, so I'm doing a story time. This story time is brought to you by the fact that these jobs got me effed up. Okay. And in such a way where it's like, y'all asking me to come back, but y'all offering me $20,000 less. So I'm telling y'all what actually happened today, but stemming from what happened from before. So when I left last year, they were like, okay, well, if you come back, um, they wanted me to come back in January, and I said, well, I have three questions. One of the questions was the pay, what classes am I going to teach, and will I have an office? Because the grand scheme of things, the reason I left was I'm a high level professor with no office, no support, um, no like not it's hard to get into the logistics of it. But the reality is it became toxic, very micromanaging. You get hired to do a job, the people are great, but then other people start to get placed in positions of power, and then they start to turn their nose down on you, and they start to, you know, become overbearing. And I also feel like there was some undertone of what was said to me one time was like, hey, we're trying to groom you to be the next person in power. And I was like, I don't like that word being associated with me. So don't say that. And so they took offense to that. And then from there, it became like a whole thing. So now, fast forward to January, January passed, and I had another job offer. But as you know, I teach things like racial disparities in healthcare, minority health, things that deal in breastfeeding, healthcare, women's health. And the offer that I ended up submitting samples for, and this, that, and the third, I did not get that offer. So I was like, okay, that's crazy. Y'all gonna make an offer and then rescind it? All right, cool. So it's not like I had a bunch of offers coming in, but I'm also a multi healthcare professional, business owner, and all of that. So now fast forward to this year, um, I was supposed to start in January. So February, they're under new leadership, and word on the street was my name was buzzing in these meetings, these leadership meetings, and the new leadership is like, we need to get a meeting with this young lady because if we don't meet with her, we might not be able to get her back. So I need to meet with her to see what she's all about. So now I'm using the Glow Recipe Watermelon Niacinamide Dew Drops. So there's that. That's if it's not done, because I be using this every day, y'all. It's done. Oh, I have another one, but I'm not about to get up and get it. So, anywho, thank you for sharing the live. So they was like, oh, I'm not gonna I took a meeting in February, and that meeting seemed to be very fruitful, very, very profitable, if you will, where they were like, "Oh, how come you? Why did you leave?" I explained like, "Hey, I was there only a year. Paychecks were being short. Paychecks were being missed. There was just so much going on." And it was like, "Well, what can we do to get you back?" And I'm like, "You know what? Really and truthfully, I would need some sort of sign-on bonus. I would need something that's gonna let me know that y'all money is good." Because prior to that, even last year, they invited me to do a speaking engagement. And for my speaking engagement rate, I typically need half payment to confirm that y'all really want me to speak. That's first. Second, hold on, y'all. Secondly, the rest need to be paid due within 48 hours after the speaking engagement. Y'all, I spoke in November. Them people ain't cut me that check till end of February, end of January of this year. Okay, here we are. We in the 6 month. So now let's back up. So February, I take a meeting with new leadership, who would be the new boss, wanting to know my woes and how they can make things right for me to come back. So I'm like, okay, cool. These are the demands. They open the door for me. And let me tell you something. As an overqualified, highly educated Black woman who knows her worth now and knows that she's not in a position to take anything, to work for less, to work harder than everybody else while everybody else just lollygagging and don't know what to do, I have to be firm in what I want. And also in the job market currently, I have to navigate it like a white man. I'm sorry. I have to. Because if I don't navigate it like a white man, what's going to happen is they're going to try to get over on me by not trying to pay me, by not trying to give me, what I'm asking for, what I'm looking for. So I'm like, okay, this feels so good. This helps with some of that inflammation that's going on in those bumps right there. So I'm like, okay. So I take the meeting in February. Seemed like a good meeting. And I send a follow up email and was like, hey, I look forward to seeing what comes of this meeting that we had. So the last thing they said was, okay, cool. Yeah, we look forward to it. That was the end of that. Unbeknownst to me, we have a meeting in February. Why in April, May, end of May, I get an email. Here's your contract. Here's your appointment letter. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. I open it. I was not necessarily excited, but I had already said my affirmations. I already prayed about it and said, if this is honestly for me, it will go the way that I want it to go. If it's for me, it will go the way that I want it to go. And the reality is, it's not going the way that I wanted to go, so it's not going to be for me. So what they did was sent me an offer letter, $20,000 less than what we discussed. Nah, I'm good, love. So immediately, the day that I got the appointment letter was late. I scheduled an email to go out the next day to say, hey, if y'all, I sent 3 points because I like to talk in points and I like to make my points very clear. Number one, it is not in my best interest to return to a job for less money than I was making before y'all asked me to come back. I think number two was these are not the terms that we discussed. And number three, we discussed the sign-on bonus. Where's that information? So that was in May. I don't hear nothing. Now it's June. All of a sudden I get an email now. No, let me back up. Last week, I get a call from their HR department saying, welcome back. I said, no, I'm not welcome back. Don't welcome me back. I never said I was coming back. I said I had a meeting with someone and then all of a sudden I get a contract and I'm not interested. Did they fix the compensation package? She's like, oh, well, let me double check. I said, do they have classes for me to teach? Oh, well, let me double check. So she does some double checking. I say, also, I followed up with them. Can I send you the email to be clear? So we're all on the same page of what I have discussed and my expectations. Lo and behold, because I can talk about this freely because I'm not going. I'm not taking it. I'm not taking it. Anywho, so then we follow up with the pharmacy Wake Up Honey Eye Cream. So then let me get this point out first before I start doing the eye cream because I kind of have to focus. I don't want to rub my eyes too hard, but they don't look so bad because I did use some last night. And I'm giving my skin a little TLC because we did go to the pool today and I didn't put on as much sunscreen as I should have. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. So got a call from their HR, didn't hear nothing back from HR. Then all of a sudden, the person who I followed up with the email, who never emailed me back from May, says today, 3 points. Oh, I just want to address your concerns. Your concerns is that we're gonna pay you $20,000 less than you was making before you left. That's number one. But after 2 years of service, we'll talk about a raise if the budget meets that. What? No. That's not what we discussed. That's not what we discussed. What are we doing? How did we get here? That's number one. Number two, they're like, oh, you'll get 15,000 after 90 days of service, pending your participation on grant, pending grants be dispersed. Why are y'all trying to bait and switch me? Y'all trying to get me to sign my name on the dotted line and then have me not get my money? That was the reason that I left in the first place, because y'all never would give me my money. When I worked there, my mortgage was $1,300. To go back now for $20,000 less and now my mortgage is $17,000 is crazy. Then the 3 classes that they're going to have me to teach aren't even going to have full enrollment, so I'm already not going to get paid fully for those classes. They up to something, they up to no good, and I don't want no parts of it. And then, when you think about things, sometimes we ask for a sign and the signs be clear. Like for me, no response was a response that I was not going back. But the reality is, somebody said in one of my comments of the video where I said, would $20,000 less, if a job asked you to come back and they were going to pay you $20,000 less than what you was making before you left, would you go back? And somebody in the comments said, yeah, I will go back if I don't have nothing else. The reality is, I am the something else. I have other opportunities. I have other seeds that's planted. And while they're not coming in consistently, I know that even going back to that will still, familiarity sometimes is the downfall of people. Going back to something that is not going to be good for you is often the downfall, the beginning of the downfall. So I'm like, I'm not going back to that. Y'all ain't got y'all together. Okay? So why would I go back to that? I thought I had this stuff pinned, y'all. My bad. Yeah, why would I go back to that? Y'all ain't even got it together. So I'm using the eye cream. Yeah, they ain't got it together. They want me to come back. $20,000 less. Baiting and switching. I'm using the Wake Up Honey Eye Cream. Baiting and switching me. And then got the nerve to be trying to make demands on me. Y'all asking me to come back. My demands need to be met. I want the red carpet rolled out. I like to be partake in favoritism when I'm getting the benefit of it. That's the reality. I like to be on the beneficial end of favoritism. Cause like, why not? I want to be the favorite. Don't double tap this live if you like being a favorite. I want to benefit from favoritism. So I'm like, what do you mean? I'm putting on my eye cream. Yeah, so that's what we're using. Yeah, I want to be able to benefit from favoritism. So yeah, story time about why I did not return to a job that is willing to pay me $20,000 left, even though I don't have any other job opportunities lined up. It's because they playing with me. They playing on my top, right? I said I'm gonna get a sign. I asked for a sign-on bonus because that was the question. The question was posed to me, and it's like when you sit at these tables with people, and they always ask that question: Would you rather this or have dinner with Jay-Z? If I could have dinner with a person who can sign a check, right? Not saying that I'm y'all know the conversation they have here on the internet. If I can have dinner sit at a table, if I can get a seat at a table and somebody say, make me an offer, and I make that offer, and you don't offer, then you don't meet the demands of the offer, what are we doing having a conversation? Conversation done. Conversation done. So when I said, hey, I would like a sign-on bonus, they jipped me on the amount that I asked for the sign-on bonus. They jipped me on the amount. I would have went back if they would have paid me the same that I was making before I left. I would have went back. Because with the sign-on bonus, it would have been doable. They effed up. They messed up when they decided that they were no longer going to pay me what I was making before I left, even though they asked me to come back. Do I look like Boo Boo the Fool? Maybe I do. I don't know, but no, I don't. I don't look like Boo Boo the Fool. Like the live if y'all wouldn't go back. It almost breezed when I said, I'm in an abusive relationship with in a toxic relationship with the job hunt. This is what I'm talking about. It's the love bombing. It's the making promises that they can't keep. It feels very, as somebody who's been in this healing journey for the better part of about 5 years with therapy, using the coping skills, being able to um being able to do all of the things, right, and recognize the signs and the patterns. It is so easy to recognize when a person, place, or thing feels unsafe, right? Because again, they're telling you they're going to do one thing and then they turn around and not do it. They're telling you, hey, whatever you want, we'll give it to you. Whatever you want, you can have, while in the same breath telling you, um, no, we can't do that for you. It takes me back to that place where I used to be asking, hey, can you be more helpful with the kids? Yeah, I'm gonna try, I'm gonna do better tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes. Because they never anticipated that you would hold them to their word. They're playing on your desperation and your want and your need to belong to a sense of something. Because, like, what? Y'all already knew, and this is not even specific to that job, but other jobs too. They already know who they're going to hire before, when they go through these formalities and these processes. Even with that job, when I got that job, I'll never forget, one of the people said to me, she's like, I feel bad for the other people that we have to interview because we already know we was going with you. We just have to do the paperwork. Why is y'all telling me this? But also brought me in under fake guides, right? Didn't lay out, hey, if we don't hire you, we might lose our accreditation. Y'all should have said something, and let me make the choice. It's almost like when people lie to you and they take away when people lie to you, this is one thing that I always share with my children. And it's kind of like a reverse psychology thing. It don't matter who you lie to, don't lie to yourself. If standing on the lie means you have to lie to yourself, you probably shouldn't tell it. If you got to stand on that lie, just like some people pretend who they want to be online, but that's not who they really are. If you build your platform, if you build your following, if you build your presence online through lies, eventually you're practicing. That's who you'll be. That's number one. And number two, you'll get to a point where it's like you won't even know who you are. So if I'm going to be in this space where I'm going to allow them to make me feel like I need them and I'm going to go back, imagine your ex asking you to come back and they ain't made not one change in their life. Like, really, job? So you think I don't play with these people in my life? You think I'm gonna play with a job that potentially could make or break my livelihood? Because that's the reality of it. To ask me to come back and offer me less than what I was making before I left is a slap in the face. And so then I went and posted a post on LinkedIn and was like, know your worth. And in a space in a time where we live in where, our work can be measured, we have to find fulfillment in our work. Don't play with me. Please know your worth and charge tax too. So I did charge them tax, but they tried to jip me on it. Ain't no reason to go back. I won't go back. Can't go back to the way it used to be. Okay, because what you mean? What does that even mean? Oh, okay. Anywho, I just don't know what to say after all of that. I definitely think if these jobs really could reevaluate themselves, they'll see they really are doing such a disservice to their organizations, to their companies, to the people. As a highly educated, overqualified Black woman, please note that I'm gonna do what's best for me, regardless. Regardless of what, I'ma always do what's best for me. And I'm starting to see like doing things that are in my best interest are gonna make some people feel uncomfortable. And also too, I wrote them a pretty snarky email to let them know, hey, just because the real reason I'm not coming back, other opportunities are going to come forth for me. But y'all have to also understand y'all lack of communication and lack of follow up is what led me to not want to even take this position. Because we had a conversation in February. No follow up, boom, a contract in May. No follow up, early May actually. May has 31 days, so early May. Anywho, tune into Black Girl Say Something. Subscribe to Patreon. Tune into the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. We are adding to new platforms every week. And do me a favor, if you made it this far, comment what podcast platform do you listen to podcasts, so we can add our podcast over there too. Anywho, because this Black Girl has something to say, Black Girl Say Something is a podcast. Thank you for listening.